I made $900 driving for Uber and Lyft on Valentine's Day while thousands of other rideshare drivers were on strike. And you may say that sounds greedy of me, but it actually is not, and I'm going to explain why in the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But for now, here are my earnings so I can show you the proof. Believe it or not, this was a 24-hour driving shift minus a 2-hour nap that I took in my car, but I'll get to that later. But first, here are the earnings. So let's start with Lyft, $420.48 on Valentine's Day, February 14th. I drove all the way into the next day. So Thursday, February 15th, $95.96. Add that together, that's $516.44 for Lyft.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now going to Uber, Wednesday, Valentine's Day, $148.96. Thursday, $178.68. Total, that's $327.64. Now let's add the two together, Lyft and Uber, for that 22 hours of driving. We have $844.08. Now I also got $63 of cash tips plus $20 sent to my Venmo. That's $83 of extra cash tips on the side for doing special favors, just cash tips in general, stuff like that. Now we're at $927.08 total for this one shift. Now the only expense is gas. I have a Toyota Prius hybrid, okay, it gets 50 miles per gallon. I used half a tank of gas for this shift, which only costed $25. So if we subtract that from my earnings, we are left with $902.08. The most money I've ever made in one shift, the most driving I've ever done for one shift. Now let's get to that. I didn't plan for any of this. I woke up to this comment right here. In response to my video of making $1,800 in 1 week, Mava Brother 3149 commented, "So fake. I wonder how much money Uber is paying for lies. Today, rideshare is on strike." So I realized that thousands of rideshare drivers were on strike. I saw the surge happening in town. I immediately went out and I drove, and it was just ride after ride after ride, surge rides, and just consistent. And I kept drinking caffeine, and I went from 3:30 p.m. Valentine's Day all the way to 3:30 p.m. the next day. And the only break I took was when I went to 7-Eleven to get some more caffeine, and I ended up just feeling everything. My body was just so tired. I was like, whoa, man, I gotta take a nap or something. So I closed my eyes. I didn't plan for it, but I fell asleep in my car for 2 hours. And when I woke up, of course, Lyft was surging, but I felt refreshed. So I just went straight into another ride, and I kept giving rides until 3:30 p.m. And finally I was tired, and then I drove home. Now, would I recommend driving for 22 hours and doing a 24-hour Uber and Lyft shift? No, I would not. Do not try this at home. Do not do this unless you've been doing this for a while and you had a good amount of rest the day before that, because it's dangerous. You know, like, you got to be really focused. I drink a lot of caffeine. Okay, I drank 3 or 4 caffeinated drinks. I would go to 7-Eleven and get those drinks and some snacks, and those would be little micro breaks in between the rides, but not like a real break. You know, it's just to go in and out, walk my legs a little bit, but I'm still on the clock. You know, I'm still having my apps open with Uber and Lyft. If I get a hit, I'm gonna take it while I'm in the 7-Eleven, go in my car and keep going. So it really was a 24-hour shift. Now let's talk about why I don't feel bad for going out and driving instead of striking myself. Here's the deal. When you apply for Uber and Lyft, you are going on the app and you're signing up to be an independent contractor, and you're well aware that there are no insurance benefits for medical and dental. There's no vacation pay, there's no 401k, there's nothing like that. You are signing up to have the freedom to make your own schedule and to be able to ride for multiple gig apps and rideshare companies at the same time. Now, there is no way that I would be able to make $900 in that shift if I wasn't able to make my own schedule and be able to drive for Uber and Lyft without any conflict of interest. You are your own manager. You're your own boss. You make your own schedule. Okay, so you can take off for a week or a month and come back and still have your job. You can drive for 5 different gig apps at the same exact time. You don't have to wear a uniform. You can wear whatever you want. You can basically say whatever you want as long as you're not discriminatory. I never signed up to have all the benefits they're fighting for. So that's why I don't go on strike, and that's why I don't think you should go on strike, because what you're doing is you are striking and saying, I am going to fight against the system that I signed up for. And I want you to change your system and to make Uber and Lyft drivers, rideshare drivers, like a regular 9 to 5 clock in W-2 driver. Uber and Lyft are huge multi-billion-dollar companies. You're knocking on their door telling them to change the whole system that you signed up for. It's just an uphill battle that's never going to be won. Now, when you go on strike, there's still going to be tons of people who need rides to work, rides to the grocery store, rides to go out, rides to go to the doctor, rides for all kinds of reasons. Who's going to give those rides? I'm going to give those rides, and the drivers who are on the same page as me. If you want to become an Uber and Lyft driver, all you got to do is click in the description below. It takes you to my website, ridesharecoach.net. You can get a huge bonus for signing up for Uber or Lyft, depending on which city or state you live in. Now, what I do on the side is, if you sign up, DM me on Instagram, instagram.com/NephiJames. I'll give you a 30-minute coaching call, and when you finish your rides on time, if you finish your rides on time, and you get paid your bonus, and I get paid my bonus, I'm gonna give you 25% of what Uber and Lyft pay me into your pocket. Venmo, Apple Pay, Cash App, or PayPal. I'm the Rideshare Coach. This is what I do specifically on my channel only, exclusively on my channel. No one else does this, okay? I give a kickback to the drivers because I care about the drivers, I care about making side businesses, I care about the side hustle, and I care about independent contractors. That's what I care about, and that's why I made this channel. So thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friend. Please leave me a comment below. All those things helps the channel out tremendously, and I appreciate everyone who does so. All right, once again, my name is Nephi James. I'm the Rideshare Coach. Peace and aloha.